a street circuit. Looks interesting.
It's reminding me of
On
it that way.
yeah, it came quick. So I was like, alright, so we got mostly dry and then
Yeah, it was rain super quick, but
this is one of those weird crossover conditions, but looks like almost everybody on the inters here. Bones is on the wet tire so far. Camden, the first one out here. Going down the short back straight in towards the Singapore sling. Oh, is that a Mercedes? Beck is in the wall already in Sector 1. Looks like he's got that fixed up.
this back doesn't seem to have damage, so might be good for this run.
What kind of race do you think we're gonna see here tonight? Do you think it'll be? I'm not sure what the weather is looking like, but
Yeah, that's a big factor.
exactly. See, Singapore, tight track, you know, difficult to pass, strategy all over the place. So
Yeah, if I recall Thursday's race, strategy did not matter that much because we had 2 safety cars, changing conditions, so everyone went to the pits like 3 or 4 times.
exactly. Now with this being a wet qualifying here, everyone should probably elect to start on either the mediums or the hards. So most likely going to be a one stop for most people here. Is Camden on his first flying lap. Couple yellow flags. Crucio's in the wall there. Looks like he's missing quite a bit of his front wing. Not gonna be good for him, but looking like a pretty alright opening lap for Camden here.
Yeah, there's a couple slips, but that's to be expected on this weather.
Exactly, wet conditions, first lap's out. Not going to get a perfect lap straight away. Now it'll be interesting to see if the weather does clear up towards the end of the session like we saw on Thursday's qualifying, and it'll be a game of trying to put the right tires on, but or it could rain the entire time, and we could see as he sets a purple second sector.
Yeah, he's the first one to have the purple, or the second sector tire, second sector time, so I don't know. I have no clue. As caster, we don't have that information, so we will have to figure it out as it goes.
Exactly, yeah. Game coming through the final couple turns. Looks like it's about a 150 right now. Coming across the line, it's going to be a 154.8, and looks like General Porter going to be the next round. I remember in the intermediate conditions on if he's going to head into the pits. There's that Ferrari. Herino and goes P1 with a 153.7, so a pretty impressive lap there. Janet P2.
Janet with a 54.2.
Who else is coming across? Another Ferrari. It's Larkin across the line. Finished first lap of 153.6, so pretty good time for him there.
Yeah, that's pretty fast. Good for pole so far.
Back at 154.90. Racing Point in trouble somewhere. RC is in the wall there.
Andrew's the next one gonna cross the line.
If I recall correctly, on Thursday, Arrow set the fastest time in the rain with about, I think it was about a 1:52 or something. So probably plenty of room for improvement here.
Yeah, but I think we had a bit of a less heavy rain because it went to dry, so
that's a good point.
It's hard to compare two sessions one with another because the rain wasn't the same intensity.
Exactly, that's a good point. Yeah. Bag of Bones comes across 1:58.4.
Puppet with a pole, 53.3.
Good lap from him. Here's Cam is coming across, maybe to set another lap time. Nah, he's heading into the pits. Adri is next up to cross the line. Very slow time. Looks like he's going into the pits as well. Is there anyone still on a hot lap right now?
Don't think so, unless they are going for a second lap on their tires.
Zenith's got a full battery. See what he's coming across here. Starting his lap. His last one was a 1:55. J. Cole goes top of the leaderboard, followed by Gilzo breaking into the 1:52s. As Jin invalidates his lap. Larkin comes across the line. Still at a 1:53.6.
We have Timon in the chat saying that it will be interesting to see how many safety car will come if it's a wet race, but we don't know if it's a wet race, so your guess is as good as ours. We don't know yet.
We have plenty of variables out there right now, but Singapore, just by the nature of the track, very likely to have a safety car. I mean, we saw multiple in both Tier 1 and Tier 2, regardless of conditions, so...
Yeah, it's the without runoff areas, any mistake is very costly.
Exactly. Barriers are very close here, so... Bones has an invalidated lap. Looks like Ryan's on an out lap here, followed by General Porter. Next couple across the line. Don't know if there's anyone still on a hot lap right now, but on board with Ryan here in the Alfa Romeo, and down to the first couple turns. Nice and cautious here in the wet weather conditions.
The run will end in a way you don't want to.
Exactly. You want to make it a nice clean lap and keep it off the barriers. There's a Mercedes around somewhere.
And especially you want to be careful. Ryan want to be careful because he doesn't have a time set yet.
Exactly. You got to make sure you get at least one lap so you're not starting from the back of the field. So Larkin goes P1 in the Ferrari, a 1:51.9. That's a very solid lap.
That's quick. Way quicker than me.
I feel that. Very impressive run there. Oh, I'm very close to the wall there.
A bit white there.
Looks to be okay though. Check his interval here at the end of the second sector. Purple's the second sector, so this could be a pretty solid lap here to see what he can come up with. Very difficult to not make a mistake around this track, especially in the rain. There's so many different turns, each of them are with different challenges of their own.
Yeah, very difficult to get the perfect lap here.
Exactly, it is possible. Camden has a...
Yeah, that's not good.
Grid
There's a bunch of the car in turn 1 coming off the pit, so that might have caused it.
Most likely, yeah. Logjam trying to get out of the way, so let's see what line comes across here. P11. Not a terrible lap. Here. Aaron coming across the line. Jenna coming through. His lap time's invalidated. Who's next? Is out. Looks like Fuzz is about ready to start a new hot lap here.
Right.
See if he can get through without taking himself out.
He had a pretty good race in Canada last week. I think he finished like 5th or 6th,
Yeah,
without any incident, if I remember correctly.
It's a pretty impressive run from him there. RC coming across to finish the lap now. And he goes P11, 155.1. There comes Crucio, 156.5. Gets him his first time on the board. So still, both McLarens and General Porter yet to set a lap time. So that'll be interesting to see if they can place away somewhere up the field. Bones heads into the pits. Adri invalidated his lap time again. He's still got plenty of time left. Let's see what he can do here. It looks like there's a Williams coming across next. Camden to start his flying lap. General Porter back into the pits again, so still probably got one more chance to get a good solid lap time in.
Yeah, and it might be me imagining, but isn't the rain is coming a bit less?
It does seem to look like that, maybe just slightly, but
so the track might become a bit faster towards the end right here.
It could, yeah. I mean, I don't think it's going to dry out fast enough for dry tires, but even...
Yeah, I don't think so, but just the fact that there's less rain might makes the tire works better.
Exactly, that could be a factor that plays in. Fuzz goes P12 with a 155.4. RC coming through the final sector. A couple tenths up on his last time. Runs a little bit wide to the final turn. Oh, and he invalidates his lap. That's gotta hurt on the final turn as well.
Crucio came in with the 12th position.
Pretty solid run for him there.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Adri coming through the final sector right now. Next one up to cross the line. Still has not set a lap time yet, so anything would be good for him. Let's see where he can go. P8, so a solid lap time there for him. Into the top 10. Next is Camden up to P6, 154.1. And he dives into the pits.
Two Ferrari at the top, followed by the two Renaults. It's the same rivalry that we have in T2.
Exactly, yeah. It'll be fun to watch today, see how that pans out. Gills into the pits. Next up, I believe, is Andre on his out lap. Puppet Master 3, Sector 3, a little bit up on his time right now. Not sure if he'll be able to keep up. There's a Mercedes in the wall, it looks like, in Sector 3. Puppet goes P3. Beck stopped in the middle, trying to let people through. There's just a Mercedes around. Or McLaren, that's Adri's just retired from the session. J. Cole about to start a new flyer. Rob dives into the pits, back into the pits as well. RC7 in. So everyone preparing a final run here. Martin Robinson coming across the line.
J. Cole is on the left. Who else is on the left? Larkin is on a lap on in the third sector.
It's following with Jake over here. He's up 2/10 already through the first sector. Jake down in P5 right now. He's gonna want something better than that. There's a Ferrari coming around the final turn. I believe that's Larkin who goes
Larkin,
P1.
yeah. Will get a better lap. Half a second down, 51.3, which puts him ahead of his teammate by a whole second.
That's a very impressive run. Be a whole second ahead of P2 there. See what Jekyll can do here, coming through P3 or Sector 3. I believe he is still leading the standings right now.
Yeah. Gilzo hasn't done enough yet to push it out, and I think his other main rival in the standings are Larkin and Puppet Master, who just joined recently, so didn't have enough race to really challenge him.
Exactly. Jekyll P2. Saw that their cannon's gone off. I think he's just letting everyone through though. Everyone getting ready for their final runs. Martin coming through to finish his lap. What was that?
That was exactly what I was going to say. That's Martin coming in.
Yeah, it looks like he's a few tenths up. We'll see how far he can move up the standings here. Up to P15. Not bad for him. General Porter coming up next. Still looking to set his first lap time. Looks like a pretty decent time, and he goes P8, so.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Gilzo starting his flyer. Gino on his first lap. Larkin coming up next. Looks to be heading out for another hot lap. Followed by his teammate who just makes it across the line in time. Same for Bones.
Fuzz made it in time too.
Yeah, it looks like Rob and everyone after that is finished up there, so who shows gonna be the next one? I believe
he was probably was in his lap and didn't make it in time.
Yep. Andre has his lap invalidated. He's heading into the pits. Jekyll finishes 151.6, cannot best Larkin's time, so Larkin's still sitting on pole right now.
Still very, very quick though.
Exactly. Well, anything in the 151s is a very impressive time. Martin coming through Sector 3. He's down on his time right now, a whole tenth behind on Delta, so yeah, he's gonna head into the pits. General Porter is up next. He's leading a whole train. Oh, he loses the back end a little bit going through there.
Gilzo is right behind him.
Porter can't improve on his time. Gilzo up to P3.
Yeah, up to 3 with a 61.9.
Ryan goes P8 with that time. Ferraris are up next. Can Larkin improve even more on his pole time? Oh, he's invalidated his lap. Improves a little bit, but not enough to move him out of P4.
Bag of Bones move up to 8.
Good time there. Becca's coming across next. P7. Solid couple of runs there for the Mercedes. I believe Fuzz is the last one left to complete his lap. His time's well over 2 minutes.
He has invalidated for sure or something. He has given up.
So it looks like Larkin's going to be on pole for the Singapore Grand Prix here, followed by the 2 Renaults, and then other Ferrari appearing in P4, and Janet rounding out the top 5. So looks like it's shaping up to be exciting at the top, and then plenty of solid drivers near the bottom looking to work their way back up. So I think it's going to be a pretty good one.
Yeah, and we have to remember Camden with his 5-position penalty.
That is a good point.
A couple driver will move back up. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting race. Super fast driver at the front. We have to see what the tire strategy is gonna be.
I would imagine a lot of people would elect for those mediums to go for the medium hard, but could see someone trying to gamble to get an early safety car with the softs there.
Yeah, of course. And well, some people might gonna guess that the safety car is gonna come up really early in the race.
Exactly. You could even try to go for the soft hard strategy, which these hards will last a while around this Singapore track, so that's also a potential option that's out there.
Yeah. Yeah, very excited to see what's gonna be the strats, because we don't know what the weather's gonna be.
It looks like Gilzo is saying in the chat it's gonna be dry, so that'll help simplify things a bit.
But yeah, Jeff says it's gonna be dry. Might not stay dry.
Hey, if
We've
you
seen that at Canada.
Exactly, yeah. Things could still shake up a little bit.
I'm gonna up for a second, getting some water. I'm gonna be right back.
Sure. Yeah, Team Money saying the softs are terrible in this. They aren't great yet, but you never know. Some people you could elect for to start on them, maybe even go for a 2-stop, try to play the safety cars, because that could play a big role. And then, as we saw with Zenith strategy in Tier 1 on Monday, timing of the safety car essentially won him that race. So I'm going to be interested to see how this pans out. Alright, looks like we're getting ready to start the formation lap here. Quickly run through the starting grid order. Larkin is starting in P1, followed by the Renaults of J. Cole and Gilzo P2, P3. Heron starts P4 in the Ferrari. Janet P5. Papa Master P6. Beck P7 in the Mercedes. Those top 7 all starting on the medium tires. So then we have Bones P8, Ryan P9, General Porter starts P10, Adri P11, Andre Souza P12, all electing for the hard strategy. So looks like possibly a hard medium for them. Can't imagine that going hardly any other way. Camden P13 after that grid tone and qualifying on the mediums. Robinson P14, RC 15th on both on the hards. Crucio P16. Martin Robinson P17 and Fuzz P18 rounds out the grid. So nobody electing to start on the softs, which makes sense here. So kind of an even split between mediums and hards. It's going to be interesting to see if that reverse hard medium strategy can perform any better than the traditional medium hard.
Yeah, and as Timon said in the chat, it might just be the timing with the safety car.
Exactly, because it's very unlikely that we'll make it through this entire race without seeing one, so. Coming through the final sector of the formation lap right now, getting ready to get this Grand Prix underway. It's a very short run down to turn 1 here, so.
Yeah. Straight run down to turn 1. But the issues might be coming in the turn before the air straight.
Right,
where
that's when
everyone want to have a good run at the straight.
That's when things will get interesting here. So the rest of the grid's forming up. About to get this race underway. So it could be anyone's race. Overtaking is difficult, but anything can happen. Alright, here we go. Lights are coming on. All 5 lights on, and they're off underway here in Singapore.
Jacob with a very poor start.
He did. Looks like Heron's going to go through the middle. But looks like Gilso is the main benefit from that, is he gets all the way up to P2. Everyone looks like they've gone through the back pretty cleanly. Camden's made up 2 spots already. Andre Souza down 3. So maybe an incident at the back there, but that's some damage. Or everyone looks to be clean.
Didn't see anything major happening.
But Gilso, the main benefiter of that start there, he's up to P2 and already pressuring Larkin going through the second sector. We'll see if he'll be able to get around Larkin. That'll be a good battle to watch out. J. Cole has already dropped the second behind. Looks like Camden on the back of General Porter got a little bit loose coming out of the hairpin. Don't know if he'll be close enough to make a move. A little bit of a log jam here at the back. Andre Souza on the back of Rob, going to try to find a way around as they head through sector 3.
So far, everyone is still pretty much grouped up. So it's hard to make moves because you want to be careful to not screw everything for everyone.
Exactly. Things will get a lot closer as we go into lap 3 when the DRS is available. As Gilzo is on the back of Larkin now. Maybe you can get a good enough run down Raffles Boulevard even without the DRS. It's a very tricky turn there. You think you can take a lot of speed through there, and then that wall will just come out and reach out and bite you. So J. Cole has caught back up to the 2 leaders, and we now have a 3-way battle at the front with Heron not too far behind.
RC went for a move in the straight.
Side by side.
Yeah, and made it stick.
Impressive move. Rob not giving up and try to come back on the outside, but RC squeezes him out. Still in front of a whole train of cars here at the back of the field. Camden's moved. Oh no, Rob's retired. Not sure what happened back there.
Yeah, I mean, he was fighting with RC, but
Looks like he stopped in the middle of sector 2. Maybe he hit the wall at the end of that straight there. Not entirely sure, but it looks like we're still clean. No safety car, not even a VSC.
Yeah, the stewards that dealt with it very efficiently.
Yeah, they got that car cleaned off real fast. Camden on the back of General Porter making his way up the field already on those medium tires. Might be able to make a move down the pit straight here. Still a tight battle at the front here. Nobody been able to really separate themselves from anyone.
Yeah, now DRS is activated. We might see more aggressive moves now.
Exactly, got that extra boost going down through Raffles Boulevard, so make a move. And there's a couple other spots, but other than that, it's a lot of. Besides that one spot, it's very difficult to force it through. As Heron picks up a 3-second penalty already. So the 2 Renaults they're right behind Larkin. Yeah, he's got to be seeing them a whole lot in his rearview mirror right now. He's got his hands full trying to not make a mistake.
But I mean, you cannot race with that mindset really to avoid mistake. That's
Right.
when you're gonna make them. You just got to head on and just put them pedal to the floor and pretty much ignore what people beyond are doing.
Exactly. You gotta run your own race, not worry about anyone else. Puppet Master with the fastest lap, so he's up in P5, closing in on the back of this group. 5-car freight train here as we head through to Sector 1. We'll see if anyone will be able to make a move. Looks like the top 3 are separating themselves just a little bit.
Yeah, they keep themselves in DRS range, but still always too far to make an actual move.
Right, but that'll help them pull themselves away from the rest of the field.
Yeah, for sure.
Gilzo's right there. He just can't get a good run out of in the right places to make it find its way through.
Just waiting for, as you said, Larkin to make a mistake or getting close at the right time to actually make a move.
Exactly. It's all about timing there. Looks like there's a
RC is in a wall.
Oh no, and the VSC has come out. It's lost its entire wing there.
Yeah, I know he was fighting pretty hard with Andre for the last 2 laps maybe.
Not sure what happened. If he got hit from behind or someone at the end of the straight, or missed his braking point, or. But anyway, he's gonna have to come to the pits now.
Yeah, of course it's not as good as a safety car, but you take what you can.
Exactly.
VSC isn't too bad.
I don't think we'll see anybody besides RC try to gamble and come into the pits this early.
No, if some driver were on the soft, that would be another story, but since everyone is in the harder compounds,
right. Gilzo right on the back.
No need.
He got a pretty good launch on the restart, and he's going to the outside of Larkin down near the end of Raffles Boulevard, side by side, and oh, he runs a little bit wide. Looks like Larkin's able to hold him off, so Gilzo went for it around the outside, but wasn't able to finish off that move.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate because at Singapore you don't get those opportunities too often, so that's really unfortunate for him that he didn't capitalize on that move.
Right, still a long way to go in this race though, so they'll have plenty of chances. As RC is going on in the medium tire, so probably going to have to make another stop at some point.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. I don't remember if it was on the hard or on the mediums.
It was on the hards, I think.
So he's got freedom in his X tires.
Mm-hmm. So, top 5 have really split themselves away from the rest of the field here.
Yep.
Zenith's coming behind in P6, but then it's a huge gap out to the second half of the field.
Yeah, and pretty much everyone in the midfield and separated by a somewhat large gap. There's only Fuzz on the back of Martin that might try a move, but otherwise they all playing catch up.
Exactly. No one able to get close enough that time through the DRS zone. Puppet Master's been able to hang on to the back of the Renaults and the Ferraris so far, but he's had a good run recently.
Yeah, I mean, he's been in the league for maybe it's his fourth race.
Something like that, I believe. Mexico his first full-time race?
Mexico was his first, yeah.
He did very well in that race, so he's looking to challenge here.
Yeah, J. Cole didn't have enough of challenge, so we had to add some people to push him off a bit.
Exactly. He also picks up a 3-second penalty. That could be a big factor later on in the race, but
he's still on the back of Larkin. Might try a move here.
he just needs that.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's got that DRS, but so far it hasn't been able to help him. J. Cole is closing up on the back. It's like that DRS train. Nobody's able to make a move. Ryan has found his way down past Porter down the DRS straight on. Oh, Porter goes around into the wall.
Yeah, and damage is left at plate.
He's probably gonna have to come into the pits now. Not a good Grand Prix so far for the racing points, but still lots of time. So we've had this parade at the front of the field for pretty much this entire race. Gilzo made that move into turn 1, but first lap. Besides that, just been playing that waiting game.
Yeah, otherwise in the midfield there's Andrew Souza, who was pretty close to Edry, but just had a bubble in the last corner.
Oh, it looks like he hit the wall a little bit.
Yeah. So the gap was like less than 2 tenths. It's now pretty large due to those 2 mistakes.
I wonder if Crucio will be able to capitalize on Porter and his broken front wing here. Puppet picks up a 3-second penalty. That's not going to be good for him. Crucio is right there, but he's going through the tightest section of the track. You know Porter's got that disadvantage of the broken wing, but just nowhere to go through in this tight section.
Now is Porter gonna come to the pit like you said to repair that wing?
I think he would.
He is. Yes, he is.
He started on the hards though, so he's not gonna be able to go back on the hards. So probably
unless he took the harder compound setup.
Right, but he would still have to make a second stop.
Yeah, we'll have to a second pit. Yeah, a second stop. But the medium won't last. I mean, when I'm driving it, the medium won't last 20-ish lap remaining.
Usually, you probably keep getting about 12, 13 laps on the mediums here.
Still have 5 cars trying at the top.
Other than that, pretty much everyone separated by over a second. Fuzz is closing in on the back of Martin Robertson.
Yeah, he's been on his back for the last 2 or 3 laps. Can get a move done.
He might have an opportunity coming out of the hairpin here if he can get it close enough. He's right there. Ran a little bit wide on exit though. I don't know if he'll be able to look to the inside. Thought better of that. Probably a good idea. Jake awfully close to Gills there, coming down onto the DRS zone again. But it's just that DRS and DRS train, they just separate apart.
Yeah, and since every driver has it, the advantage of it is very diminished.
Exactly, it's pretty much canceled out for everybody except the lead driver, but nobody's been able to use it to get past Larkin, so he's doing a pretty good job holding that lead so far.
Fuzz getting a 3-second penalty in turn 1, trying to get close to Martin to try a move in the straight.
You might be able to.
Great exit there.
Martin's not going to have DRS here. Fuzz is going to go around the outside, which is going to turn into the inside. Side by side through the left-hander. Looks like he's going to get it done. Runs him a little bit
Bit
wide.
of contact.
Martin thought about going back for it, but backs out of that wisely. So good overtake from Fuzz there. He's got a long way to go up to Crucio, who's in P13. It looks like Janet's starting to close the gap ever so slightly.
I mean, I'm sure the driver in front cannot go all out since they're all so much grouped up. So
Exactly.
Guinness is winning from this being in clean air.
Right, but we got pit stops coming up in a couple laps here, so that could be interesting with potential double stacks even. Or
Yeah, I mean, I have to think they're gonna be better than this. It's not like they're 10 seconds apart. They see each other.
exactly.
I
Yeah.
would be very surprised if they both come at the same time.
Looks like Camden is in. Not sure if he seemed a little bit early. Looks like his wing is. He's getting his wing changed. I think he had damage to his left end plate, so
Yeah.
not too bad of a timing for that, though. But Adri's on the back of Ryan going through the end of sector 1. Very difficult to make a move in sector 2, so
Yeah, you need to be like right into the exhaust of the car ahead if you even want to think to make a move. Maybe a battle to watch at the back is RC with Camden, who just came out of the pits on the hard. And the hard might take a couple laps to get up to temperature. So,
yellow flag. Looks like Fuzz is broken off his end plates, I believe. Looks like it's missing both end plates there in the hairpin.
that's not great.
Oh, it looks like we have the front runners into the pits. Larkin and Gilzo stayed out. But J. Cole, Harrington, Puppet, and Beck are all in for the hard tires, so.
The order stayed the same through the pit lane.
A little bit earlier than we expected, but.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm not really quite sure how long those tires usually last. Because, I mean, my experience is the T2 race where strategy went out the window by pretty much lap 3. But yeah, Timani says that medium usually came out. It's time to change those medium at lap 12, so we're not that far off.
Right. So I wonder if like Larkin stayed out, so as did Gilzo. So I wonder if it was J. Cole and P3 who decided to dock in. Everybody decided to cover him off by following him in. So I was wondering.
And J. Cole tried to undercut the two guys in front of him.
Which probably is not a bad idea considering how difficult overtaking is here, and with how well the hard tires probably are going to be able to last. And it looks like the 2 leaders are in.
Yeah, it was the 2 remaining drivers of the 5 cars laps. Now we need to see if they're gonna come out ahead.
Looks like here comes J. Cole off the final turn now. I don't know if he's going to be able to beat them out as Janet's into the pits as well. Bones staying out on those hard tires. Looks like Larkin is going to beat them out.
But he made it. He still overtook Gilzo.
Yeah, that was a pretty impressive move there from J. Cole. Harriman's now right on the back of Gilzo. Bones is currently at the race. He's still on those 11 lap old hards, so it's going to be interesting how long holds out there for him. Could be interesting if these front runners, the Renaults and the Ferraris, start to close up to him. If they would happen to get held up by Bones on the old hards. So that could be something to look out for.
Super interesting.
Because right now they're only about 2 seconds behind, and considering that the difference in tires, they should be closing in on him relatively quickly. And Bones has gone around at the exit of the hairpin in sector 2.
Well, there it goes for hold them up strat.
Looks like his wing is okay though, so just gonna be a little bit of a disappointment for him. J. Cole is still right on the gearbox of Larkin, but still not able to find the way past. He's gotten past Gilzo, which is good. Now we'll see if he's going to be able to make a move for the lead. Gilzo's up. Oh, J. Cole, a little bit of loss of the back end. Here comes Gilzo with the DRS to the inside. And try to make the move into turn 1, but thinks better of it. He was right there, had the opportunity, but could not capitalize.
Zenith gonna try it in the inside of Crucio in turn 1.
Looks like he does. Nice move from there on the fresher tires. Crucio's on the 12 volt mediums. I think he'll be coming in for the hards pretty soon.
Yeah, that's not gonna last very much longer. With the pit windows pretty much gone, we went back to the setup we were before. 5 top driver in the train. The only difference is that J. Cole went ahead of Gilzo.
Right, which that could prove significant towards the end of this race. Fuzz is retired from the race. He's in the pits lane, so looks like he decided just to park it after a frustrating start here in Singapore.
Yeah, he had a couple incidents here and there. Guinnett went by Andrew Souza in the Urban after poor exit from Andre.
Another nice move from Guinnett. He might be able to make up some time in the leaders if he can fight through this traffic. But still a long way back, and I don't think anyone will be making another pit stop, so.
Martin went just past Beck. Beck, just
Beck's on the wall again.
Yeah,
and he's lost his whole wing.
Yeah, he broke his part of his wing in a couple turn before. I just caught it while searching for a battle. So yeah, a couple misfortune in the last corners.
He's gonna have to come in and change his wing there. Looks like Heron has dropped off a bit.
Oh, Beck locked in the pit entry and broke his tire on the wall between the wall of the pit lane.
Oh, that's really unfortunate, you know. Broken wing, probably understeered more than you expected. Now we have a VSC. This is going to be interesting depending on the timing. Who's going to get the best jump off the restart?
Yeah, because Gilzo got a really good jump on the last one. Might cause some fireworks here, and it's already gone.
Looking to look to the outside very slightly, but wasn't able to make a move. But now, interestingly, Larkin has opened up a 1.2 second lead over J. Cole, so if he's able to maintain this gap, he could be out of DRS range and try to check out of this race. The Renaults are going to have to close up on him before he gets too far away.
And I'm not quite sure that team order to let Gilzo pass through if they feel he's faster is on the table for Renault. They're not the kind of team to do that usually.
They weren't expecting them. Both drivers are very competitive now. Larkin's up that to 1.5 seconds, so the Renaults could still run him down, but they're going to have to sort things out amongst themselves. Gilzo's looking to the inside.
Yeah.
And looks like he's gonna make it through. So nice move from Gilzo to J. Cole's gonna try to fight him back around the outside, but concedes the position. So Gilzo raising the undercut that J. Cole had pulled off in the pits. So now we'll see if Gilzo can run down Larkin, who's now opened up a 2-second gap in the front. Crucio's in for the hard tires.
Puppet Master with his second 3-second penalty.
That's not going to be good for him. Luckily, he's at the end of this train, and he's got a 10-second gap to Bones behind, so he still has to come in for probably a set of medium tires. So it shouldn't affect him too badly.
And next to this train, we have Ryan, Adri, and Zenith, who are starting a train of their own.
Zenith's looking to the outside on Adri going into the end of this straight, but Adri covers that off. Zenith not able to get through here, and it's frustrating on them fresher, hard tires. Unable to find a way through. Oh, Andre went off in the escape road in Sector 3. That's not going to be good for him. He's on 14-lap old hards, and now his teammate's about to come through. Luckily, he comes out right in front of this group of drivers here at the back. Aaron has closed up to the back of J. Cole now. He might be able to find a way through pretty soon. Oh, Andre lost the back end. Made contact with Zenith and is retired from the race at the start of Raffles Boulevard. We have a VSC now. So it looks like Zenith was trying to make a move on the exit of the corner, and Andre lost the back end. There's his car parked at the exit of I think turn 4. I believe Zenith may have gotten a little bit of damage, but it looks okay. But I think they may.
There's to take the opportunity to go put a second set of mediums.
That's a break for him, but he's still a long way behind. I'm not sure how much he'll be able to capitalize.
Yeah, interesting that we have 3 VSC and no safety cars so far.
Yeah, it hasn't allowed anybody to take advantage. As Gilso has gone on about another good jump. It's cut nearly a second out of Larkin's lead. And he's now pulled out of DRS range of his teammate. So Gilso trying to run that out, set on trying to run down Larkin here.
We have Timony in the chat saying "Rip McLaren," "Rip indeed," "Rip indeed."
Very frustrating race for them so far. Puppet Master is on the back of Heron, but I don't think he'll be able to get away through here. He's been sitting there.
It's a great spot to make a move, maybe, and after next or the European here, but
he's been sitting right behind him for this entire race, just not being able to be close enough. So J. Cole has closed the gap on Gilzo again, reeled him back in. So the two Renaults are closing up on each other again, which is exactly what Larkin loves to see. But they are starting to close on Larkin ever so slightly with 13 laps to go. It looks like Williams is around. I think that's Andre. He's lost it in the Singapore sling. Looks like he's broken his wing as well. So a frustrating race for him so far.
Yeah, I was looking at penalties. So far, Gilzo has won. Ari has won, and he got a 5-second penalty when he came to pit. So I guess it's speeding in the pit lane. That probably wasn't served there. And Puppet has a 2-3-second penalty.
So Gilzo and Larkin are both clean, right?
J. Cole and Larkin.
J. Cole, yes. But J. Cole's still sitting behind Gilzo. Impressive undercut, but then wasn't able to hold on. These top 5 have really checked out. They're 15, almost a whole pit stop ahead of Bones, who's sitting in 6th place. Still yet to make a pit stop.
Yeah, I guess the true 6th place is Zenith, who's very far behind. We have to race through the midfield.
Right, it's going to be interesting to see how these top 5 play out as the laps wind down and the pressure starts to heat up and patience starts to run out. We'll start to see them trying to force something, make something happen, or how this is all going to play out. He also got a really nice exit there going down Raffles Boulevard. J. Cole's again not close enough. Bones finally comes in for the mediums, as does Ryan as well. Interesting to see where they come out. Porter nearing the back of Robertson. Ooh, Robertson ducks it in. Porter was very close to his gearbox there.
Yeah, I guess he wanted to make a move inside, and since Martin went into the pit, that just caused a very unfortunate situation.
But I don't believe he broke his wing though, so still okay. He's up into P9 now. Puppet Master had a look to the inside of Heron, but wasn't able to pull anything, pull it off.
Larkin just got his half a second back from Gilzo.
Yeah, he said he's got that interval up to 2 seconds already. So once he broke out of that DRS range, he's kept on increasing that gap ever so slightly, very gradually over the last few laps. But the Rhinos are going to be running out of time.
That train's pretty much the only battle going on right now.
Yeah, the rest of the field very
There's
spread
Ryan
out.
and Porter.
Yeah, Ryan is right on the back, and he's got the tire advantage. Just put on these fresh mediums. This could be a battle here at the lower end of the points. Still cannot find a way through though.
Yeah, he's coming into the pit straight, so might have a shot there.
Yeah, Porter I don't think is going to be able to make it to the end, so he stayed out another lap. Ooh, Jacob got very close to the rear end of Gilzo there, but wasn't able to find a way through.
Ryan got a great exit in the straight, might try in the inside of Porter.
He's on the inside, yeah, and he's gonna get through. Impressive move there. But looks like Porter's gonna try to fight back. No, he's gonna pull back. Ryan with a nice move up to P9. Still 13 seconds up to the next car, which is Bones. So they're on the same tire, so it's gonna be not sure if we'll be able to make any more progress up the field.
Larkin still pulling some time out of Gills though.
Yeah, he's just got to maintain his own race and not make any mistakes. Certainly looks to be clear favorite right now.
Yeah, unless there's something major happening, like a surprise safety car.
Which could happen, you never know.
Yeah, in Singapore, it's bound to happen somewhere, sometimes.
Now that could be interesting for a decision. You know, the top 5, they're all full pit stop ahead of Zenith. If safety car were to come out, would they come in for a fresh set of softs to try to make a move for the win? It would be an interesting decision to see. Bones is on the back of Camden here.
Yeah.
He's got the DRS. Camden defends. Bones is not going to be able to make a move to the inside. So it looks like the leader is going to start closing in on RC pretty soon. I'm going to put him one lap down. Gilzo gets another 3-second penalty.
That's not great.
That's going to put him all the way down. I believe 5th place as it stands, or 4th place.
Yeah, I mean, they're so close to each other that pretty much any penalty put them like behind the train, like pretty much 5th.
Puppet does have those 6 seconds.
Yeah,
though.
Puppet has 2. Yeah.
So, and he's dropped off the back of these guys just a little bit. J. Cole was getting a decent run here. Oh, he looked like he thought about making a move, but wasn't able to pull it off.
It's Bones and Camden coming in the pit straight.
Bones got a pretty good exit there. Looking to the inside, not quite close enough. Probably could have
just
forced
a little
it,
look.
but that would have been a little bit dangerous. Ryan's up the fastest lap in fresh medium tires. He's closing in the gap on Bones, but I'm not sure if he'll be able to.
Bones is doing moves right here.
At the end of the straight, and he gets it done. Nice move on those fresh medium tires up into P7. He's got an awful long way to go to close in on Zenith.
Yeah, so I guess we go back for a closest battle, which is J. Cole at the front.
You have to think, he probably knows he also has those time penalties. There's an Alpha. Ryan has lost it in Sector 2. Luckily, wing looks to be okay, so I think he just spun the car around. That allows Porter to get through for 9th place. On them older medium tires, he's probably going to have to come back into the pits.
Yeah, maybe for some softs.
That could be what he's trying. He's already put 14 laps on his mediums, probably trying to stretch that into a soft stint.
I guess the soft on lower fuel weight might last, in fact will last the remainder of the race.
Most likely, yeah.
So yeah, Larkin is really pulling away. Gilzo has plenty of defending with J. Cole.
Yeah, he's got the 6 seconds of penalties, and you have to wonder, J. Cole most likely knows that. I mean, he still wants to get through to challenge Larkin, but as laps wind down, he's got to be taking that into consideration. Ryan has made his way past Porter once again. Back up into 9th place. Porter now 15 laps on those mediums. His tires have got to be completely worn out by now.
I'm not sure if I can do 16 lose me. So I
Yeah,
know I'm terrible with time management.
Like, that's pretty impressive there.
Jacob not quite close enough to try to move at the end of the straight.
Yeah, he gets right up there, but Gilzo just chucks the battery up into overtake. He's able to hold off there.
Timon asking in the chat if Renault team order will prevail. I don't think so. They're not the kind of team to do that, and I guess it's a bit late, anyways.
Yeah, if they would have wanted to release J. Cole to try to go after Larkin, they probably would have done it about 10 laps ago, but you never know what could happen. Still 7 laps left in this race.
Yeah. Maybe a surprise in the car.
All it takes is one driver to miss their braking point and go off into the wall.
Yeah, but there's no close battle apart from these two right now, so it's less likely to have someone lose it by himself.
If you just take a look at the map, and everybody is way apart from each other.
I guess it's a great time to get an update on penalties.
I know I saw Janet pick up 3, but I don't know if that'll happen.
Larkin is blank so far. I've got 2 for Gilzo. Jekyll is blank 2. Aria is 1, and a 5-second penalty coming in the pit that probably wasn't. Puppet Master, that's 2.
Yeah, so Heron's got, what, 8 seconds of penalties, and Puppet's got 6, so currently that gap is 3 seconds, so that might be enough clearance for Heron in P4. Andre's gone under the softs.
Timon is correcting me in the chat, saying that Gilzo let J. Cole pass last week in Canada.
Oh yeah, I believe he did, yeah. But interesting why they decided not to do that this week. I wonder if Gilzo thought he had enough to challenge Larkin, but looks like he doesn't.
Yeah, not much happening right now.
Yeah, just following these Renaults along, trying to see if J. Cole can get anything done. It's all going to come down to everybody keeping it clean. Check this out. Puppet's gone into the pits again, so this is interesting. What's going on with the soft tires? Probably he figures he's had that. Oh, he must have broken this wing.
Yeah, there's a wing change.
Did not catch that, but I mean, he had a full pit stop on Jinnit pretty much, but looks like he might not make it out in front of him, especially with those penalties. So he might be able to run down Jinnit, but quite a bit behind.
Yeah, we'll need to push Iron to have a thought of moving past him. I know Puppet has 2 penalties. What about Jeanette?
I think Jeanette has at least 1.
Yeah, it looks like 1. Yeah, 1.
So it's certainly possible. I mean, he's on the fast shafts. Jeanette's on the old hards. Ryan's coming into the pits. Potentially change the front wing as well. His meter's only 7 laps old. That looks like he's going for another wing change. Unfortunate for him, that's going to knock him out of the points. Crucio is up into the points, so a solid run for him in the Red Bull. Just 5 laps left here now. There's Ryan going 1 lap behind. Oh, Jaco lost the back end a little bit going down the straight, but
it's very unfortunate. That's the corner you want a great exit.
exactly, that's not the place you wanted to lose the back end, but I don't think the Heron and the Ferrari has dropped quite a bit off the two Renaults, so wasn't able to capitalize.
I've looked up at the standings that it would be the first points of Crucio.
Yeah, it's pretty good run for him so far. I mean, he's got Martin Robertson behind him 7 seconds, so he's not racing. He's not out of the woods just yet, but looks to be a solid finish for him.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive drive at a very difficult circuit.
Yep, I hate this circuit. Especially after Thursday night.
Exactly, yeah. Oh, a yellow flag. Is that Bones has gone around in sector 2, but luckily he's got a good enough gap that he's been able to hold his position. Camden is right behind him, but 17 lap. General Porter is holding out. He's been on the mediums for 19 laps.
He's a madman.
I mean, he's still got 5 seconds to Crucio, so he could hold this off for a 9th place finish. So that would be an impressive run for him. Jacob got a good exit that time. He might have a chance.
Really?
Oh, he didn't.
He thought about it.
He did. He probably knows Gilso has 6 seconds though. He's probably just content to hang out.
And Puppet getting a fastest lap on those softs. And yeah, try and move on the outside of Jeanette.
Interesting place to make a move, but he's got it done. Picked up another 3-second penalty though. So he might not be able to hold that position. We'll pick up that extra point for getting the fastest lap, however, so that's pretty solid for him.
RC might try and move in turn 1, side by side, a bit of contact.
He's got a little bit loose there, but he's able to save the car. Wasn't able to take the place though, so still sitting in 12th place. Might as well go for it, make a move. I mean, he's got nothing to lose. He's got 6 seconds to Ryan behind. A yellow flag, that's a Williams. Andre's reversing in the hairpin. So just a very difficult day for him. He's broken his wing again. It's very frustrating for him.
Jekyll still a bit too far behind to try something straight. See you next lap.
That's about what this battle between the Renaults has been this entire Grand Prix.
Yeah, and at this track, there's not much other opportunities to try something. So if you don't get it done there, it's pretty much done for the lap.
And Gilzo in front just saving his battery, running in 0 the entire rest of the lap, and then just maximizing it as Andre's into the pits again. He brought out a yellow flag very briefly. Puppet has opened up a 5-second gap on Janet already, so he could have enough to clear the gap he needs, but I believe it's what, 9 seconds of penalties?
Yeah, 9 seconds. I don't remember Zenith actually. I think he had one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so he's pretty much
He
got
pretty
that
much
gap.
have that gap. Yeah.
I don't know about if his tires could fall off anymore. That could be something that might hold him back.
Yeah, I mean, at the start of the race, they usually like last 4 or 5 laps before falling off.
Yeah, and considering those are completely fresh tires, he should be all right. I would just
Yeah, and what I was saying that it's 4 or 5 laps at the start of the race when you're super heavy in fuel. So unless he drove them super hard, I think he would be fine.
Right, that would make sense. So Lark has now opened up over a 5-second gap. He's coming to the final lap next time around. Very impressive race driven by him. I mean, the first stint of the race was he had those Renaults on his gearbox every single lap, but he was been able to hold them off every single time. A very impressive drive for him, I believe. Was he the one who got the win last week in Canada,
Who we're talking about?
or Larkin?
Larkin, no, he went on a questionable strap. Medium to medium to medium to soft.
That's definitely a new one to be able to win using that, but
and also he had to make an extra pit stop. So yeah, he wasn't the one who.
he's out in front tonight, and he's led every single lap except for the one where he came into the pits. So very impressive.
Yeah. Super clean race, and a large portion of that race was being under pressure from the both Renaults.
Right. So, although you didn't have to make a single overtake. It was very solid. And then J. Cole, I believe, is going to come home in second place because of the 6 seconds of penalties that Gilzo has. And Heron has really dropped off from the two runners. Holding on to P4 right now.
Oh, Crucial just made contact with Porter in the hairpin, but
he's broken his
wait
front
for
wing.
him to let him go.
He's lost his right end plate.
Yeah,
Martin's not too far behind. This could be interesting here at the end. Ooh, Porter got a little bit loose though. I think he's gonna be able to hold him off. This is gonna be the last race, and these guys all have blue. Last lap, these guys all have blue flags.
Yeah, the Renaults are locking right
This
in
is
front.
this
So
is
yeah,
gonna,
that's the end. This is the end.
Yeah, so Larkin wins the Grand Prix. Ooh, Robertson went for a dive. Ryan has binned it as he crosses the line. Comes home.
I'm a bit confused. There were too much car finishing at the same time.
Yeah, so Larkin wins the Grand Prix. Very impressive drive. J. Cole comes home P2. Gilza P3. Aaron a solid drive in P4. Papa brings it P5. I believe he's going to be able to hold off Janet, who will be in 6th place.
Yeah.
And that was a mess at the end. I think Crucio and Porter were fighting for 9th, and Robertson made an epic dive into the final double apex as both Renaults were coming through.
Yeah, but he still kept it.
Yeah, somehow he did. Bones coming home, P7. Solid drive for him. And Camden will take 8th place.
That's it for this race. Very close one at the top.
I don't think we saw. I think did we see about 1 or 2 overtakes in the top 5 the entire race.
Not the one where Gilzo went back past
right after
J.
the pit
Cole
stops,
after
yeah.
his undercut.
Yeah, man. It just shows how difficult it is to make a move here. at Singapore, but lots of action through the midfield as well. Then
Yeah, that was it was a super interesting race.
it definitely the rain in qualifying definitely helped because it eliminated the possibility of qualifying on the softs or starting a race on the softs. So
Yeah, and I'm already hearing you guys in chat saying they're the cleanest because there wasn't any safety car.
I mean, they had probably the same amount of retirements, just brought out VSCs. So through the order one more time: Larkin P1, J Cole P2, Gilzo P3, Heron comes on 4th, Poppet is 5th, Janet 6th, Bones is 7th, Camden 8th, General Porter 9th, Crucio is 10th, Ryan finishes 11th, Martin Robertson 12th, RC7 brings it home in 13th, Andre Souza 14th, Audrey comes home 15th, Beck is 16th, Fuzz 17th, and Rob rounds out the field in P18.
Yeah, and Puppet got his fastest lap on the last soft stint, so he got an extra point. And yeah, the Crucio in the 10th place gave him his first point of the season.
Yeah, so pretty good. You've got to be happy with that. So very solid race there. Very different from the Tier 2 race on Thursday, but
yeah, complete opposite. This one was a super straightforward, one stop, go to the end.
it reminded me a little bit.
Just drive your hardest for 31 laps, while Thursday was try to survive the weather and try to figure a strategy that won't kill you.
Exactly. It reminded me a lot of the real race in 2019 at Singapore, where everybody was just in a train for the first stint. So a little bit more of what we expected from Singapore. And next week, I believe we're at USA.
USA, yeah.
So that'll be a fun one. We'll be able to see how. I think we'll see a little bit more overtaking there. See how the Renaults and Ferraris.
I really hope so.
Yeah, the Renaults and Ferraris have an interesting dynamic battle going on now, just like on Thursday. So we'll see how that goes. So
yeah, I don't know if you want to do interviews, but I gotta go. So if you do, you're gonna be on your own.
I'm just gonna break it off right here. So thanks for joining everybody here on Zenith Online Racing. This has been the Singapore EU tier. We'll see you next time.